What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 6 of our Red Bull Barna Let's Play here in FM20. We start today on the profile of Hugo Mayo, but the Mayo has expired. He has left the building. He's now in red. He's now on £175,000 a week. That makes my eyes hurt. Yeah, we lost him. I'm in two minds about this deal. We've had to sell him. We're in January. It's the transfer window. I have to start with this because this guy was one of our key players. But alas, he wanted to move and he wanted the money of China, and I couldn't really stand in his way. We've got £23.5 million for him. In truth, his contribution this year hasn't been something that we should take a load of note and hope from. At the end of the day, his average rating was below a 7, but it's left me with a really big headache going into today's game. But yeah, a big little sale. And in terms of transfers in general, we have made one signing because, of course, Miguel Layun has also left to go to Spartak Moscow. So the two right-backs on our team, they're gone. So we had to do something about it. We've done one of the things we need to do about it. We've brought in Victor Garcia here. This guy is coming to be the backup right-back. He's a Venezuelan international, if I'm not mistaken. That is the Football Association of Venezuela's flag. And he's an okay player. You know, as a wing-back, as a backup, I think he's going to do a job for us. We brought him in for £750,000. Ignore the first performance he made for us. It can only get better from there. But obviously we are technically down a right back, and well, when it comes to defenders on the whole, we are struggling a little bit. Tavares has been out with an injury. His fitness test, you can see here, he should be able to play, but 86% condition for today's game. And then Victor Garcia is going to play at right back. Reguilon is injured, and that's the fullbacks we have in our team. We currently have 3 first-team fullbacks between Tavares, Garcia, and Reguilon. I'm panically trying to decide who to sign. I've been looking at right-back options. If we just look at the ins, I've got it down to a shortlist of 4, and I've actually negotiated deals with all of them. 3 of them where we could just hit the accept button now. So you can let me know which of these players would be the player that you would sign to fill the right-back void that we have on our team. So the first one is Lucas Romero. Now, you guys are going to know him. He's been very good in past FMs. This year, he's not as good as he used to be, but at 25 years old, I really do like the Argentine. He can play centre mid as well, which, when you play in a league like Spain with a limited number of players able to be registered, is kind of useful. He can naturally play there. He's not the best in terms of his crossing and dribbling, but everything else about him for a fullback is pretty good. At 25 years old, he's a great player. He's also part Italian, so we wouldn't have to worry about him taking up a non-EU player spot. The other player we've got is another player playing in Argentina for Independiente, and it's this guy, Bustos, who looks pretty good. He's capped for Argentina's national team. If we just compare him and Romero, I'd say Romero is a slightly better player, kind of in all regards, but Bustos is a few years younger and can also play left-back. You can see the recommendations here, by the way, in terms of the difference. We've got pretty similar fees negotiated for them. The next option we have is Kevin Malcuit. I think that's how you'd say it, because I think it's a French last name. If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Is he part French? He is part French. So, yeah, he looks like a good player. He's a little bit older on the kind of scale of things. He's 28, so he is the same age as Mayo. If we just compare them here, you can kind of see a little bit better speed, a little bit better physical, not as good defensively as Mayo. I've really been looking at more, I guess, offensive options when it comes to the fullbacks. You can see here him compared to Lucas Romero as well. The only concerning thing here really is the fact that he's 28 and Napoli wanted to get rid of him for a reason. But we've negotiated £6 million for him, or option number D. Excellent, Jack. Well done. Is a player who is probably familiar to some English football fans. It's Mbemba, who used to play for Newcastle. He's naturally a centre-back, but he can play right-back, and he has been playing right-back for the Democratic Republic of Congo's national team. And he looks pretty good. At 25 years old, he's not too old either. If we just compare him to Lucas Romero, you can see here better physicals, but nowhere near as good mentals, and well, slightly better crossing and dribbling as well. I'm not sure who I'm going to go for. I'm stalling all of them. Mbemba's the one I'm leaning more towards, I feel like, at this point. But he wouldn't be an EU player, so he would take up a foreign player spot. The bottom line is, I've got 4 right-backs here, and I just don't know which to pick. We started the episode with it, and I'm going to be thinking about this throughout today's episode, because I've got to make a decision at some point. We need another right-back. The issue that we've got is that we only have 1 free registration spot in our first team, unless I unregister someone. Now, in truth, if we were to sign Mbemba, I guess maybe we unregister Perez, who we've been playing in the B team quite a lot. But then he's going to need to come into the first team at some point. Oh, I don't know. I feel like Mbemba is actually a really good shout because he can play centre-back pretty well. And he's probably as good as we're going to get as a third-choice centre-back. I've talked previously about the fact that between Amat and the table, I'm just not particularly happy with our options at third-choice centre-back. And Mbemba does kind of solve a lot of those issues. Oh, I don't know. Either way, we've got a bit of a pickle on our hands because we've got 2 fit fullbacks for today's game. And yeah, we're taking on Real Betis. Anyway, let's talk about the fixtures since you were last here, because funnily enough, with this being Football Manager, there's been football matches played. And of course, last episode we took on Villarreal. We've had the winter break. We've gone forward about a month and a half, and you can see here we have played 5 games in the league and 2 Copa del Rey games. So starting off the league games, we took on Eibar, a 2-1 win in this one. Santi Mina with the opener, and then we got a goal from the penalty spot through Xavi, and we've looked pretty good. Other than that, I mean, we conceded, but we were kind of in complete control of this game. The next game we had against Atletico Madrid, they scored in the 2nd minute, and I was panicking. They haven't lost a game all year. They're a very, very good team, and Saul scored early, and then Diego Costa missed a penalty and then got sent off. He lost his head. He completely went. And then we went up the other end and scored from the penalty spot. But despite all of that, and the fact that you'd think they were down a man for the last 30 minutes, maybe we should have pushed on more, it was actually Blanco who got man of the match. He was the standout performer. They created so much even down a man. You can see here they played a 4-3-2. They did not show us any respect. And actually, I feel like this is still quite a good result. The fact that we relied on scoring a penalty, then missing a penalty, and Diego Costa 2-footed tackling one of our players kind of gives you an idea of how we probably rode our luck a little in that game. Anyway, we then moved into the Copa del Rey. We took on non-league opposition, and Abel Ruiz grabbed 5. Now, if you were paying attention, you might have noticed on the club page here, Abel Ruiz is listed as our top goal scorer with 5 goals this season. You might be wondering, what's that all about? Well, he scored 5 in that game there. We then had the winter break, and we took on Levante, where we actually lost 2-1, which was really disappointing. They were up in 4th, however. But then in the Copa del Rey game, he got another 4. So he's got 9 goals in 2 games, and off the back of that, I've been trying to get him in the team a little bit more. Anyway, 2 more La Liga games. We slipped up again, so we are now 3 league games in a row without a win. We drew against Mallorca, and then in our most recent game, we played Sevilla. I have to show you the highlights for this. Oh, what the hell happened? What the hell happened here, you're going to ask? Santi Mina gets us off to a flyer. Mania pegs us back not long after in the 22nd minute. And then, well, Mendes grabs a lovely little goal for us in the 37th minute. And Denis Suarez extends the lead to 2 to make it 3-1 in the 53rd minute. And you're thinking there, going into the last 20 minutes, doing a few subs, job's done, relax a little. You know, we've had a few injuries. Reguilon's had to go off. Mendes has had to go off with a little knock. We're going to be fine. We weren't fine. They scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Mania got the first. Nolito then with an incredible effort from what looked like an impossible angle. And then Joan Jordan in the 94th minute. Oh, just hurt me more, FM. I'm still not over this. This game was, 3 days ago in game time? And, with that, they got a 4-3 win. And I still don't know what happened. It's the second time that we've completely bottled a game this year. And obviously we've lost Mayo, who is one of our big leaders in the dressing room. He's gone off to China. There is a tiny bit of concern that we are lacking a bit of mental fortitude. I do feel like some of it is tactical complacency by me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to feel like. You can see the league table here. We now sit in 8th. We are 5 points off Valencia in 5th. We took on Levante and, of course, lost 2-1. You can see they're doing really well this year. They're up in 4th. But, yeah, we've got a lot of fighting to do. If you thought we were cruising towards a Europa League spot, it's not happening. It's just not happened. In the last 3 games, we've not won. That's a problem. Of course, the Copa del Rey today is a chance for us to switch on. and, well, you know, shift our focus elsewhere, get a cup run going, which could be nice. You can see Keko has 8 assists, which is the joint most in the league from an individual. He's been doing very well. We're not going to call him the Gecko. I've decided it's just not a good nickname for a footballer. And then Mayo, well, he's top of the yellow card charts, but he will not get any more yellow cards at least. We've saved the league from him. I still can't believe how much money he's on. It upsets me a little bit. Anyway, in other off-the-pitch news, we've had our youth candidates preview. I am excited. I'm like looking at the menu of a restaurant at this point. You know, I'm eyeing it all up, and it looks pretty good. Healthy number of fullbacks. We need a fullback, so give us a few great fullbacks, please. One of our goalkeepers looks great. One of our wingers looks like a handy prospect. We have a forward who could be considered a fine prospect. We have a young Spanish goalkeeper who's caught the eye. And it's an exciting group of players. We've not got any wing-backs. Apparently, although we've got a healthy number of full-backs, they're not the best. So maybe not so good. No new central midfielders or wide midfielders of note, really. But of all the positions we have in our team, I feel like centre mid is where we are most covered. So, yeah, Ruiz has gone and scored a load in the Copa del Rey. Part of me is tempted to actually play him in this game here. I still need to sort out a little bit of the team selection. You can see Mendes, who did pick up a knock in that Sevilla game and had to be subbed off, has got a pulled groin. I think for safety, we're not even going to have him on the bench today. I'm going to... excuse me. I'm going to allow him to recover as I slowly die. You can see Aspas is coming back to full fitness. He's got 2 to 3 weeks left. Okay, 12 days to 4 weeks. I was close. But he will be back at some point. I mean, his physicals haven't gone completely potato, but the progression graph is a bit of a sad image. You know, when you've missed 7 months of football at the age of 32, it's kind of going to have a hit on your ability as a footballer. And those physicals, they'd make a bit of glum reading. So we're going to see what we can get out of him. I feel like he could end up playing as our centre attacking mid quite a lot. You can see in terms of form in the last 5 games, defensively, it's not been particularly great. I guess Tavares has been largely solid, the youngster. But obviously with Reguilon now out injured after that Sevilla game for up to 3 weeks, there's going to be a bit of pressure on the young Portuguese under-21 international to perform for us. But across the board, things are fine. I know people are going to ask, what's happening on Haaland watch? He's continuing to develop. He's not scoring for us. He's got 3 goals in 13 appearances in the league. It's a tiny bit of a concern. I'm going to be honest. I think I want a refund on my Haaland because I think he's broken. I think he's still in warranty. But yeah, he's been really, really disappointing. Fortunately, Santi Mina and some of our midfielders have really stepped up and put in some top quality performances. You can see in terms of form in the last 5 games, to be fair, Santi Mina's not been that much better. I'm going to criticise your recent form, Santi. And also, I think because he's done so well for us, I kind of have to start Ruiz in this game. So, is there anyone really struggling for fitness? I kind of want to play Dom. We'll take off Beltran. I want to leave Dom with a spot on the bench because I have a soft spot for this guy, although I have made him available for the B team to get him some more regular football. But we're going to have Santi Mina and Haaland on the bench. I'm giving Abel Ruiz the nod here. This guy, I feel like one episode we're going to come back and he's going to look incredible because he's got so many 15s in dribbling, finishing, first touch, technique, flair, pace, agility. One day they're all going to turn to 16s and he's going to have loads of yellow on his profile and he's going to look like a very different player. And whilst his league goal-scoring form hasn't been the best, he's got 9 goals in 2 games in this competition. So I feel like this is the game to play him in if we're going to play him in any. In terms of our team, I think this is the lineup we're going to go with. You can see Florentino Ruiz, or Luis rather, not Ruiz, has really stepped up his performances recently, which is great to see. He's improved a hell of a lot as well. He's slowly but surely looking like the player that I thought we had at the start of the year, although it's taken him a while to get going. Hadara, on the other side of things, hasn't been doing so great. You know what? You know what, Dom? This is your moment. It's a cup game. We can afford to rotate it a little bit. I feel like Ruiz and Dom, we're going to give a platform here to try and perform and see how they get on. Also a big day for Garcia at right back. The first signing that we've made during our leadership kind of time here in-game, with Mayo going out and the injury crisis / just general lack of squad depth in the full-back positions, it's a big moment for him to show us what he's made of. I will say, you might have noticed his star rating is very low compared to everyone else. I actually think Garcia is way better than our assistants and our coaches and our scouts think he is. I think he's going to turn into a really good little fullback for us. Ruiz is through. Can he score? It's a tight angle. Oh my gosh. I thought he was going to score. He can't score in the league, but maybe this is his competition. This is his bread and butter. Can Gecko do anything? I've called him Gecko. Can Gecko do anything from the corner? It's a bad nickname and I should feel bad. Gecko the Gecko. It's not going to catch on. It's not. Maybe it is. Fekir, who we're familiar with from last year with Leon Live of the ball in. Teo has a great header and I think Blanco might have stopped that. And if he did, that is an insane save by the keeper. I'll be honest, the director camera, it was not the best. Right, 20 minutes gone, 0-0. I can't take anything for granted here. The two games that we've bottled this year have left me a little bit bitter, a little bit resentful at our players. We need more mental fortitude. I feel like it's maybe our immaturity, our lack of experience showing through. I do wonder when Aspas is back, maybe that will remedy that situation a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, they've got the ball out wide here. And Nguene wins the ball quite nicely and gives it to Abel Ruiz. What can he do? Signed from Barcelona Academy. One of their hot prospects, but a player who I rarely see develop as much as he perhaps can in FM. I've seen some save games where he turns out absolutely incredibly, but naturally, being a product of Barca's Academy, you don't necessarily get a whole lot of first-team football. And coming to Barna here, we're going to get the most off the hometown hero as Keko gets the ball off Denis Suarez. And he tucks it into the bottom corner. We're loving it. The crowd go wild. 33 minutes gone. We break the deadlock. And it's Keko with another goal. He's slowed up when it comes to goals scored. So he's going to enjoy that. Denis Suarez out on the left. Crosses it in. And Keko just tucks it away. And he does a Naruto run. Do I fine him a week's wages for that? I feel like I have to consider it. It wasn't great. Let's hope that no one else on our team starts doing that and they continue to concentrate as Fekir brings it forward. I'm very curious. How good is Fekir this year? Because I had a fantastic experience with Fekir last year with Leon Live. Look how good he is. He's absolutely insane. I wonder if we could be reunited with him. I do feel like he's a little bit too old for us at our team and our kind of general philosophy. When it came to, looking at the right-back options, I have been looking to try and somewhat fulfill the kind of Red Bull philosophy, taking players from lesser-known leagues who have a lesser kind of profile compared to others and trying to get the most out of them. But I will say that, the likes of Mbemba, Malquit, Romero and the other player, Bustos, they are really the only four players who I think could truly add quality in the kind of degree we need and are affordable. Oh my gosh, what happened with the physics on that ball as it hit the post? Did anyone else see that? That looked a little impossible. I think for me, Mbemba's the man, with maybe Lucas Romero. I don't want to go... I feel like Malquit's just a little bit too old. I'm sat here and I should be thinking about the Copa del Rey game, and instead, in my mind, I'm just panicking about the right-back situation, because if Tavares or Garcia gets injured for us, we have a situation. We don't have a backup. They don't exist in our team right now. I feel like signing two of the four players is probably the way to go. I think for me it's got to be maybe Bustos and Mbemba. Although I'm not sure if either of those are really, first choice quality right wing backs. Malquit is definitely the player with the best overall quality. But given the fact that he's 28 years old, I just feel like he's maybe a little bit too old. With Mayo going out, we've got an opportunity to, bring in some young blood into the team. I'm going to make a couple of changes here. I do think it's worth noting as well, we've sold Mayo for, I think, £23.5 million to Guangzhou. And the replacements we're looking to bring in are for in the region of, significantly less than that. We're talking £8 million, £7 million. So we're giving ourselves plenty of transfer kind of flexibility. Anyway, Keko's picked up what could be a minor injury, and I'm certainly hoping is a minor injury. So we're going to move Abel Ruiz deeper, and then we're going to bring in Haaland to play up front. See if he can get his goal-scoring boots on. Oh my gosh, it fell to him very kindly. It almost rolled across the line. and it got hacked away by a defender. I think it might have hit Haaland on the shins. I don't think he knew anything about it, mind you. But very, very close by him. What can we do now here through Ruben Blanco? Goes to Kanate. Now with Dom. Building from the back. Ball switched out to Denis Suarez. I mean, feed it to the left back. Gedson Fernandez. He's going to pick out a pass. There you go. Ruiz with it. The youngster. He's gone for? He wants another goal. He wants his 10th of the competition. He's not going to get it with efforts like that. We have used all our subs now. Otherwise, I would start thinking about maybe changing things up with some of our players struggling for fitness. I say that. The players struggling the most are the wing-backs. I don't have any other wing-backs, so good luck to them. The other issue is that this is a midweek game, if I'm not mistaken, and we've got a game in a couple more days, and we had a game a couple of days before this. So for our fullbacks, where we only have 2 fit, they are going to be playing 3 games in a week. Haaland, I mean, match fixing? I mean, we'll take it. He scored a goal, Gedson Fernandez with the assist. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing either. I think he has had an existential crisis here. Haaland picks up and then just turns on the afterburners and runs like Roadrunner. Who is their goalkeeper? It's Joel. Do you reckon they just found him at a local pub? Just, they were looking for a player. Can anyone play in goal? And he's just drunkenly raised a hand on, yep, I'm ready. And they've gone, great, you're in goal for us for the cup game. Because that's what it looks like with goalkeeping like that. Haaland flicks it on to nobody. Can he chase on his own flick on? It goes back to Joel. I mean, he has some footballing ability, as we're discovering with that pass out to Sydney. We want a 3rd goal here. We're going for the jugular. Ruiz wants it. I mean, he's had chances, hasn't he, to add his 10th of the campaign in this competition. He's missed all of them. And I think that was probably his last chance of the game. It's going to finish here 2-0. Apparently, the pundits had this one going down to penalties. Betis definitely had chances in the game. They had a lot of shots. I feel like we had the better of the chances, at least that we saw. And we looked largely in control of the game, in truth. Did very, very well. Keko is out for 1 to 3 days, so that's not too bad. He also got man of the moment. Oh, man of the match. He's also my man of the moment. That's the personal award that I hand out to players. He's got it, the winger. And, well, he's going to be missing the next game against Sociedad down in 13th, but hopefully he'll be fit soon. We'll see who we get drawn against in the Copa del Rey. I don't know if that draw is going to happen soon. Apparently it's going to happen on the 24th. Who are we going to get? That is a mystery. We are moving on a few of our youngsters as well. I have gone through the process of, renewing contracts. Of course, we do have our under-19s here with some pretty good players. And also our B team, which has some really good talent. In fact, some of the best players here, by the way, are players who start at Celta Vigo, such as Gabri Veiga here. Really, really excited about what this guy could have to offer. Miguel Rodriguez as well, another player who starts at Celta Vigo. He looks really, really exciting. I'm hoping he's going to continue to develop. It's a good time here. We've got Size as well, who, again, starts at Celta Vigo. We've got some hot prospects that we are hand-rearing. That makes it sound like they're like small animals. Maybe they are like small animals. Let's see who we get here. I don't think we're going to do the 4th round of the competition. We're still a little way off the final. It just felt like with the current situation, I guess, the current crisis, I wanted to talk to you now about what was happening. So we've avoided Real Madrid, so that's good. Are there any super lower league teams here that we could get? I guess the main thing is avoid Barcelona and Atleti. We've been drawn at home against Levante. Levante are in 4th, I believe, in the league. Yeah, they are. They're going very, very strong. We won't do that in the next episode, I don't think, just because it's still kind of early days. But the reason I did this episode today was because Real Betis, they're a team who are pretty evenly matched against. You can see just 4 points between us in the league. But I wanted your thoughts on the right-back situation in the comments. What would you do? Who would you sign? The more I think about it, I feel like maybe Bustos is the right first-choice player. He's a little bit younger. How does he and Romero compare? Oh, I don't know. Bustos can also play left-back, which could be useful. But then again, Lucas Romero can play centre-back. If we bring in Mbemba and then one of the others will be good. I probably should scout Mbemba as well. That would be advised. Just to make sure he's not injury-prone or anything else. I feel like I'm looking at him largely off what I already know about him from his time at Newcastle United. He's not played particularly well for FC Porto, but internationally he has played right back and he could offer some coverage at centre-back. I feel like he's the man. I feel like he's the man with a plan with maybe Bustos coming in too. If we were going to get a duo. Although Bustos counts as a non-foreign player and so does Mbemba. Oh, sorry, they would count as foreign players, I believe. What is our current foreign player count situation? We've got one non-EU player, and actually it is Perez who we'd consider dropping. I guess my concern is, do I want to use up a foreign player spot or a non-EU player spot on a backup, or do I want to save it for some really great Brazilian that comes up and out from nowhere? I guess we can always move players around if need be. The transfer fees we're talking about here are pretty small. You can see we've got a lot of money to spend, but I kind of want to hold on to it, I feel like, and just, save it for the summer. Either way, though, that's the dilemma for next time. Let me know what you think of the current situation. Who would you sign? If you're enjoying the series, of course, do remember to drop a like on it. It does let me know that you are enjoying it. And, well, other than that, I thank you for watching as always. It is me, Jack. Hopefully we'll have a right back by the time you're here next time. I think next time we'll do the game against Real Madrid away from home, maybe with an Atleti game thrown in as part of a double header. We'll wait and see on that one. Hopefully I see you then anyway. And yeah, thank you as always. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.